Testing, testing. Welcome to graduation day here at Washington State University, but for the WSU baseball team, it's just another day. This will be the second day. This will be the second game of the series for the Cougars as they won the first game last night against the Air Force 7-5 off of a pretty good win for the Cougs. A lot of singles, no big home runs or anything, but a lot of singles, a lot of doubles, a lot of stuff down the line, and the bullpen holds on to give them that 7-5 win last night. And the weather today is about the most spring weather you could ever guess. And I am Cooper Morgan. No other person on the call today. It's a solo call for me, but definitely feeling a little melancholy here in the booth with the weather here. I mean, it felt like summer so bad last night. They had the Sandlot music playing, from the fireworks game that they did in the movie. They had that playing during their fireworks night last night, but the Cougs are going to take on Air Force here again. They dropped the series 2-1 when they went and played at Air Force earlier this season. So they are looking to get their first series win against Air Force, and that's really what they're playing for today, as they are sat down in the bottom of the Mountain West Conference standings at 9-13. They have a 16-28 overall record. Air Force not too much better, 9-13 as well in conference play, but 17-29 overall, so just a little bit better overall. Cougs can't really blame that because, as you know, they have to play the top 10 seeded Arkansas 4 times at the beginning of the season. But really, this is a battle for the beginning, really to end the season, to try and get some good play going into the Mountain West Conference, because they are right down on the bottom. They're going to have a tough time, along with Air Force, on getting their way through that tournament, as both head coaches retreat back to their dugouts after talking to the umpires. And as for the umpires this game so far, it's going to be Steven Fritzoni behind the plate, Mark Moffett at second base, Sean Rakos at first base, and Garrett Wilson umping third. And we have some late substitutions for not both teams, just WSU. As you know, it's graduation day here. They've had 3 sets of graduations. That's how many students are at Washington State University. And that includes some of the baseball players who are actually stuck at graduation right now. I had to change the lineup a little bit. And let's go through WSU's lineup so far. Gavin Roy is going to start us off at the leadoff spot, the shortstop. Ollie Obenor is going to go second. He will be playing right field today. And then Max Hartman is making his return. He has been injured for a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks now, I believe. So he is going to get the start today at DH. And then Noah Fine, the catcher, the backup catcher to Will Cresswell, will be hitting in the cleanup spot. Cole Watterson will be playing center field, where Logan Johnstone would normally be. And Luke Thiel will be playing second base, which is pretty normal, and the rest of this is relatively normal. Ryan Shawnsby at first, Jonah Scholl in left, and Kyler Northrup at third. So Cougs, very odd lineup today, but that they're going to have people come from graduation and then go right onto the field of play. Both teams are huddling up so far right now, or mainly just the Cougs, as they will take the field first, obviously. Air Force is going to hit. They are the visiting team. Let's go through Air Force's lineup. They have Chase Spencer, the center fielder, batting leadoff. Walker Zapp, the catcher, second. Zach Peters, right fielder, hitting third. Trip Garish hitting in cleanup. He's the DH, big boy, and he's going to hit in the big spot. Christian Taylor's hitting in left field, or he's going to be playing in left field, hitting fifth. Luke Elmore, first base. Alex Adams, third base. TJ Oster, second base. And Ben Neednagel, the shortstop, will be rounding it off in the 9th spot. And taking the bump for Air Force will be Krantz Smelser. We'll get back to him in a minute, but he has about 40 innings pitched, and he's got a decent ERA at 8.39, so not crazy, but Cougars also are dealing with this. A lot of college pitching has a lot of higher ERA. You're not going to see anybody DeGrom down there below 1 or, at 1. You're really going to have to go to the SEC to find a lot of those guys. But on the bump for the Cougs today is Griffin Smith. He has 63 2/3 innings of work. He's got a 4-4 record, 73 hits, 45 runs, 32 strikeouts, and he's given up Rough 12 home runs so far this season. He's getting his warm-up pitches in right now. 15 walks on the season as well. He gets burnt a lot by that. He walk people, and then they will hit it out of the park right behind him. And all of a sudden, the Cougs are down 2-0, 3-0. And then they just extend the lead through that way. But, he's got some rest on him. Hasn't played since he came in against Gonzaga, where they lost in extra innings last Tuesday. And he did not start that, so he pitched just a little bit there. He's going to be fresh. He's going to have Noah Thine behind the plate, premier defensive catcher. Noah Thine not hitting too well in the season, only hitting 116 so far. But as I said, they're going to make some weird, probably substitutions here throughout this game as those seniors come back from graduation and get to play baseball. Air Force will now be walking up to the plate. And it will be Chase Spencer, number 20, the center fielder. And Griffin Smith will look for the first pitch. He goes into his windup, and the first pitch delivery is going to be outside, strike one at 90 miles an hour. The count will go to 0-1. Griffin Smith with a 5.09 ERA. So he's working it back down. The second pitch is swung on and missed for strike two. Another here at 91 miles an hour. Again to the outside part of the plate. Now Spencer steps back in. Smith, the 0-2 delivery is fouled back into the net. So Smith will get the ball from his catcher Thine. And Spencer will readjust his batting gloves as he looks to step back into the box. The right-handed hitter Spencer steps back in on that back line. And the 0-2 pitch from Smith swung on and missed. Strike three. And the first batter is down swinging for Air Force. They'll go around the horn. And that'll bring up number 24, Walker Zapp, the catcher for Air Force. He's hitting .335 on the year. 7 home runs, 37 RBIs. Slugging a whopping .610, highest on Air Force's team. And another righty. He's got pants so high, they're above his knees, I believe. They almost look like shorts. And he will be adjusting his helmet, batting gloves. Pitch clock is winding down about 10 seconds here. Don't worry, Griffin Smith's making quick work. His first pitch is fouled up and back into the net again. So strike one, count goes to 0-1. That was a 92-mile-an-hour heater. So Griffin Smith coming in with some command of that fastball. If you're just joining us, we're at Bailey Brayton. WSU is taking on Air Force as Griffin Smith's second pitch is swung on and missed again for strike two. So another 0-2 count for Griffin Smith. He's getting the strikes in. He's getting them early, putting these batters in a hole as Zapp steps back into the plate. And the 0-2 pitch from Smith off the plate away at 91 miles an hour. A waste, as they would call it. And the count moves to 1-2 with one out here in the top of the first. Zapp steps back in the box. Smith shows the glove, goes into the windup. His pitch is strike three. Down swinging is Zapp, and Smith has 2 outs via 2 Ks so far in the top of the first. That'll bring up Zach Peters, the right fielder for Air Force. He's hitting .331. 7 home runs, 42 RBIs, most RBIs in the starting lineup for this Air Force team. Smith's first pitch is going to be a little bit of an off-speed pitch, down and in for ball one. So first non-strike one for Smith so far. And he goes into his windup, the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be popped up into the infield, coming in and eventually caught by Smith over Shawnsby, and that'll be out number 3. So an easy 1-2-3 inning for Griffin Smith as the Cougs get through it clean and look to their offense. You're listening to KUGR Baseball on Cougar Baseball on KUGR. We'll be back with the bottom of the first. Back at Bailey Brayton. And Gavin Roy will be leading off for the Cougs as they look to get some runs on the board after having a successful game last night, winning 7-5. They put up 7 runs with no help from the long ball. You imagine head coach Nathan Choate likes to see that, always preaching the small ball. But on for Air Force is Krantz Smelser, number 30, and his first pitch to Roy is up and in for ball 1. Count goes to 1-0. Smelser's got 39 2/3 innings pitched, 52 hits, 41 runs, 37 of those earned as he comes set. No windup from Smelser, unlike Smith on the other end, and his 1-0 pitch is fouled into the net, and the count is even at 1-1. He has an 8.39 ERA for Air Force, and he has 33 strikeouts on the year. Roy collects himself and steps back in the box, but Smelser's is a big righty standing all the way on the far side of the rubber, and his 1-1 pitch is fouled away, and it's going to stay in play. It looks like the right fielder coming into it, Peters, and he's going to make the grab. So Gavin Roy, little pop out foul, almost foul toward the right line, and that'll be out number 1 for the Cougs. It'll bring up Ollie Obenauer, who's playing right field today, playing second base earlier in the season, but so far Nathan Choate has really liked him in the outfield, thanks to Luke Thiel really moving to second and Northrup moving to third. But Ollie is hitting here so far. He's hitting .312 on the year. No home runs. 24 RBIs, though. And the first pitch from Smelser is grounded to second base. That is Oster. His throw to first is in time to get Obenauer. And that'll be out number 2. So a couple of quick outs for the Cougs as they're having some difficulty with some weak contact because Smelser really pitches from right to left. He's standing all the way on the right side if you were looking at home plate, the rubber for the pitcher, and he's pitching it away from righties. But here we have a lefty. Max Hartman will make his return to the batter's box as the DH for the Cougs, the lefty, the preseason Mountain West first-team player for the Cougs, standing all the way on the line for a lefty. The first pitch from Smelser to him is going to be a strike 1 fastball on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. And Smelser comes set. Hardman looks ready. Smelser's 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Breaking ball at 80 miles an hour. 0-2. 2 outs here. Bottom of the first. No score so far, as the 370 hitting Max Hartman is up to the plate. Now he's ready for Smelser's pitch. Smelser comes set. And his 0-2 pitch up and away. Fastball, ball 1. Count goes to 1-2. So Hartman looking at the dugout for some assurance from the team. He's going to try and use that 2-strike approach to get on base. Smelser comes set. The pitch to Hartman. It's hit into center field, but it's backing up and making the catch is Chase. Just hung up a little too far and right to the center fielder. And that'll be out number 3. So no hits, no runs, no errors for the Cougs. We'll head to the top of the second. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. As the umpire signals for 2 more warm-up pitches from Griffin Smith, it's going to be the top of the second here for the Cougar defense. Score is 0-0. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. We're back with the top of the second. And historically in this series, the Cougs are winning 3-2 so far. 3 wins and 2 losses against Air Force this year. It's a really even series. Both teams at the bottom of the lineup so far. Bottom of the Mountain West, pardon me, as Griffin Smith's first pitch comes home, and that's fouled away by Trip Garish, the cleanup hitter for Air Force. Number 10, big lefty. He is their DH. He's hitting under 300, just a titch, 291. But he's slugging 475. Griffin Smith comes set, and his 0-1 pitch is down and away for ball 1. So evens at 1-1. Decent day here at Bailey Brayton. Got a lot of people in some warm stuff. I see a lot of blankets out today compared to yesterday. The 1-1 pitch is again down. Another breaking ball in the dirt. Count goes to 2-1. A lot of blankets, though, today compared to yesterday. It was really warm last night. I mean, they even had a fireworks night. It really felt like the summer was kicked off here with classes being done. The 2-1 pitch bounces off the mid of fine. It was so low. And the count will go to 3-1. Nobody out. Garish is up for Air Force. He's got a hitter's count, but not the showing that was yesterday. Even though there are a lot of people in town for graduation, the 3-1 pitch from Smith, away fastball on the line, strike. Count goes full, 3-2. Smith trying to inch his ERA back down into the 4s. It was in the 4s for a while, and then he gave up quite a few runs the other day. And that 3-2 pitch is away, can't get the call. 89 miles an hour. So Air Force has their leadoff man aboard as Garish trots to first base. Does a little celebration with the first base umpire or first base coach and gets his equipment taken back to the dugout. That'll bring up Christian Taylor, number 12, the left fielder for Air Force, hitting .310. And Smith now has to pitch from the stretch, and he's going to pick off move to first, but no luck. Shawnsby gives it right back to him. Now Smith looks for the sign from Fine. Doesn't have Cresswell back there today. Cresswell walking the stage for graduation. The first pitch is smoked into center field, and it's going to drop in front of Watterson, and that's going to be a single for Taylor. And all of a sudden, Air Force has first and second, nobody out here in the top of the second. That'll bring up Luke Elmore. Number 29, a righty, hitting .319 on the season so far. And Smith will again have to pitch from the stretch as he comes set, looks towards the runner at second. Now he comes home the first pitch to Elmore. Strike. Off speed. 0-1. Elmore has 4 home runs, 28 RBIs. Slugging .447. He's got a .406 OBP. Now Smith comes set again. His 0-1 pitch, showing bunt, but pulls it back. That pitch is off the plate, 1-1. So Elmore thinking about bunting here. Maybe try and get the runners to second and third, take the double play out of it. Now Smith comes set again. The 1-1 pitch from Smith. Again, a bunt. Now bunted to third. Northrop's going to charge it. He's going to scoop it with the glove. Fire it over to Shawnsby in time for the first out, but that'll make it second and third for Air Force. Prime scoring position for Air Force. So good sack bunt there from Elmore. Will advance the runners, Garish and Taylor, and that'll bring up the 7-hole Alex Adams, number 5, the third baseman, hitting .282, 2 home runs on the year, 29 RBIs. Not the most RBIs on the team, but Griffin Smith is actually going to pitch from the windup here, and that's a spinner right in there for a strike. And I like to call it a spinner because I think of Justin Verlander just throwing that breaking ball in there for a first pitch strike every time. The second pitch swung on and missed from Adams, and he'll be in an 0-2 hole. But Verlander, he just drops that in there every time, a breaking ball. And I like to call it a spinner because it really is just kind of like a free first pitch strike. And Smith knows that as he comes home for the 0-2 delivery, that's fouled off his leg. And the count will stay 0-2 with 1 out here in the top of the second. Still no score, but Air Force has a hit, single to center field. And again, another walk, leadoff walk, really hurts Smith. So that'll make 16 on the year. Just can't give up. He has a struggle with giving up extra base hits after giving up walks. But that doesn't matter. He's got 0-2 here, an important strikeout maybe. The 0-2 pitch, down. Fine, good stop from him. And it'll be 1-2 on Adams. And Smith is actually pitching from the windup. No stretch from him. And he'll go into it here. 1-2 pitch is hit out to right field, and it's going to hang up to be caught by Obenauer. His throw to the cutoff, it's going to come all the way home, but late. So Air Force gets the opening run on a sac line out from Alex Adams. Obenauer can't throw him out at the plate. And Taylor will actually stay at second. So that'll bring up TJ Oster, the second baseman, hitting .248, 2 home runs on the year, 23 RBIs. Righty with a very aggressive stance, standing pretty close to the plate as well. He's going to try and drive in that run as Smith. 0-0 pitch in there. Swung and a miss, strike 1. So Cougs just need 1 more out here. They've got 2 in the top of the second. They've given up a run. But the count is 0-1 on Oster. Now Smith's 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Fastball. Count goes to 0-2. 2 outs. So 1 more pitch to get out of this inning for Smith. Relatively unharmed after first and second situation, nobody out. The 0-2 pitch is hit through the middle, and it's going to get past Gavin Roy and all the way to Watterson. That's going to bring home Taylor. He's going to score, and that'll be a single for Oster. So Air Force puts up 2 runs on the board off of a first and second nobody out situation as Oster brings home that run on a single. And now we'll get to Ben Neednagel. The lefty shortstop, number 16. And he is going to have another aggressive stance. The guys at the bottom of Air Force's lineup really have a stance. And he's going to run. Thine is being challenged. And He's going to slide all the way off the bag, and Cougs will get the third out. So Oster is sent running. He gets there well in time, but slides over the bag. Not used to the turf, maybe. And the Cougs get lucky, get a break. And that'll be out number 3. We're going to the bottom of the second. Cougs now trail 2-0 to Air Force. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. We'll be back. Back at Bailey Brayton, where the Cougs trail 2-0 after giving up a couple runs in the top of the second. That'll bring up Noah Thine, though, for the bottom of the second. He'll lead off, followed by Cole Watterson and Luke Thiel. That's your 1, 2, 3 to start the bottom of the second. Again, Smelser is going to come onto the mound for Air Force. And he will come set, always pitching from the stretch, never from the windup. And his first pitch to Thine is in there for strike 1. Thine kind of struggling at the plate so far this year, probably just trying to figure it out. He's hitting only 116 coming into this game. And he's already found a first pitch strike here in the second game of the series. The 0-1 pitch from Smelser, swung on and missed. Some type of breaking ball, looks like a slider. Came in on the hands of Thine, and now he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. And Smelser will come set again. Cougs still trailing 2-0. No hits so far. Thine's 0-2 is off the plate away for ball 1. Now Smelser looks in for the sign, and Thine will step back in as well. He has 3 RBIs on the year, no home runs, so just trying to get on base. The 1-2 pitch to Thine, swung on and fouled up, and is it going to make its way out of play? No, the third baseman's going to come over and make the catch right near the Cougar dugout. That's Adams. And Thine goes out on probably the worst way that you can feel as a player, on a foul out near your own bullpen. Like, just get dugout. Just get out of play, please, please. But it's going to stay in play. Adams makes a good play. And that'll bring up Cole Watterson, who wasn't originally in the starting lineup. Neither was Thine. Cougs had some graduates walking today. That includes Will Cresswell and a few others, Logan Johnstone. But Smelser's first pitch to Watterson is going to be bunted up, and it's going to make its way all the way out of bounds, out of play behind the plate. So 0-1 to Watterson. Watterson's hitting .212. Not a whole lot of playing time. Choate has found better, more available options in the outfield so far, but Watterson always a good pinch runner and just a good, tough player. The 0-1 pitch to him. Another show bunt, but he's going to pull it back, and that's going to be ball 1. Count goes to 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. Cougs trail 2-0. Still trying to get their first hit. Let's see if the 5-hole Watterson can do it today. And Smelser's 1-1 pitch actually hits Watterson on the leg. And he didn't pull back the bunt. Wow. So he didn't pull back the bunt. So even though it hits him, his count is going to go to 1-2. And he'll have to get a 2-strike approach going. Smelser gets away with one there. Choate is actually going to come talk. He's going to make sure Watterson's okay. Could have hit his hand to look like it looked like Watterson was kind of throwing his hand around, maybe trying to shake off something, but just couldn't pull that bunt back in time. I mean, it was coming right at him. It's hard to kind of turn your whole body away when you're squaring up for a bunt, especially if you're already ready to run. Smelser's going to get some warm-up pitches here. Trainer's going to talk to Watterson. And looks like he's going to walk back to the dugout. We'll see if Watterson's okay. We'll see if they'll have somebody else bat for him. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know the NCAA rules behind that. But we'll find out as they retreat back to the dugout. Smelser's going to keep warming up. It's a good time to go over the series history for this game. Cougs have a 2-0 record against Air Force at home, away record of 1-2, conference record of 2-2. Their smallest margin of victory was last night, 7-5. And the total runs for the series, 43. Average runs, 8.5, give or take. So the largest margin of victory, they won by 6 runs in March, on March 15th of this year. And the first matchup, they won 3-0. It's one of the only times that I believe they lost. Anyway, Cougs are doing pretty well against Air Force. And it's actually going to be Logan Johnstone coming in for a 1-2 count. He's back from graduation, and he's got a 1-2 count to work with. He's going to shoot it into left field. It's going to drop, and no, it's going to get caught by Taylor, the left fielder, coming in. It just hangs up a little too long, but Johnstone comes in and immediately puts the bat on the ball for the Cougs. And he will retreat back to the dugout. So Cougs have 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring up number 1, Luke Thiel. The second baseman. Third baseman turns second baseman for Choate's defense. So Smelser making quick work of the Cougs so far. 5 up, 5 down. And his first pitch is a breaking ball. Wow, what movement from right to left. 0-1 on Thiel. And Smelser comes set for the 0-1 delivery. Pitch. It's going to be a bit high, a fastball. Count evens at 1-1 on Thiel. Smelser gets a sign, now comes set. The pitch is a breaking ball. It's going to be smacked into center field. Center fielder going back. He's getting under it. And Chase will make the catch. And that'll be another no hits, no runs, no errors for the Cougs as we head to the top of the third, see if they can't put together a better defensive inning as they trail 2-0 here at Bailey Brayton. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. Back with the top of the third. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. My name's Cooper Morgan. And the 9-hole hitter who had a chance to step up to the plate, but his buddy got caught stealing, and now he's back. It's Ben Yangdagal, and he grounds it to short. Gavin Roy scoops it up, throws it over to Shawnsby for out number 1. So good first start compared to last inning for Griffin Smith, as he's got 1 up, 1 down after giving up a couple hits and 2 runs. So Yangdagal goes down pretty easily. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup, though. Chase Spencer. Spencer shows bunt, but that pitch will be a ball, and the count will go to 1-0. Griffin Smith so far, 2 innings pitched, 2 1/3, 2 hits, 2 runs. And his second pitch to Spencer is going to be strike on the outside part of the plate. Count will go to 1-1 with 1 out. And the 1-1 pitch from Smith is going to bounce way far in front of Thine and go back to the plate, go back to the netting. Count will go to 2-1, 1 out. So Spencer up in the count a little bit. He struck out in the first inning on a swing and a miss pitch. Smith's second pitch is lined into left field, but under it is the left fielder, Scholl, and he's going to make the catch. And that'll be out number 2 for the Cougs. Scholl's in left. He is, I don't believe, been up to the plate quite yet. Wanted to say Max Hartman, but he hasn't been playing in left as of late. He's been hurt. DH in today, at least. And Air Force's Walker Zapp will step up. He also struck out in the first inning, and that first pitch is fouled off to the backstop. Count goes to 0-1. 2 outs here. Top of the third. And the clouds are really rolling in. They've been here all day in the Palouse. A little bit of sprinkling earlier, but they still play. 0-1 pitch is lined right up, back up the middle, past Thiel, and that's going to be a single for Walker Zapp. Man aboard for Air Force. So they've got 2 outs, but they get a little single from Zapp. And that'll bring up their 3-hole hitter, Zach Peters, number 4 right fielder. Kind of same short, stocky build that Johnstone has. And he's got 7 home runs to show for it, and the most RBIs on the team with 42 as well. Big righty steps in. And that first pitch is off the plate away from Smith. Count goes to 1-0. Smith, a little bit of a struggle when he's got a pitch from the stretch compared to the windup. Just stuff doesn't seem to click quite as well. Now he comes set. Now it goes to first. Not in time. Shawnsby gives him the ball right back. Still a 1-0 count for Smith here in the top of the third. He's got 2 outs, though. Comes set. The pitch to Peters. It's going to be low for ball 2. It's like a breaking ball. Just missed the bottom of the zone. Count goes to 2-0. And Smith gets a sign from Thine. The 2-0 pitch from Smith is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. 2-1. As Zapp thought about going there on the pitch, but stopped and went back to first. So now Smith looks over again, but comes set. The 2-1 pitch to Zapp. Nope, he'll go to first. Not in time. Shawnsby gives him the ball. So checking up at the runner on first. Trying to make sure they don't steal. They're thinking about going. Thine is behind the plate. But And again, they check up on the runner at first. Zap slides in safely, dusts himself off, and Smith will look to challenge the batter here. Really trying to keep that runner at first close, though, for Thine. The 2-1 pitch is going to be off the plate away. Try to be framed by Thine, but just a little bit too far. Breaking ball. And now a hitter's count for Zach Peters, guy who has 7 home runs and 42 RBIs on the season so far. The 3-1 pitch from Smith. The runner thinks about going, but it's going to be flied up, and it's going back, and it's going to be it's going to hit the top of the wall. Getting it in is Johnstone, but that's going to be a double and an RBI double at that for Zach Peters. Man, he hit that thing so high, I thought it was out because the center fielder kept tracking that. Johnstone kept tracking back to the wall. I'm like, man, that looks like a fly ball. Hits the very tippy top of the wall up near the Cougars text. And in with an easy stand-up double and an RBI as Zap came home is Peters. That'll bring up the 4-hitter, Trip Garish. 5 home runs, 28 RBIs. See if he can add one here. The first pitch is away for ball 1. And Fine will go out to talk to Smith. Maybe about the approach. You hope that Griffin makes it at least 4 or 5 innings before the Cougs have to go to their bullpen. Last night, it was another story of, 7 1/3 innings pitched from the Cougar starting pitcher, and then the bullpen comes in and gives up more runs than the starter did all 7 innings. And that has happened so many times with the Cougs so far this year. Thine returns to the back of the plate. We'll resume play here. 1-0 pitch from Smith. Swung on and missed. A little breaking ball away to Garish. And that'll be 1-1. 2 outs here. So Smith just needs one more out. Giving up quite a bit of a 2-out rally, if you'd call it. The 1-1 pitch. Strike right down the middle. Count moves to 1-2. Garish hitting .291 all in the year. And he steps back into plate. The lefty ready for the pitch. Smith's 1-2 delivery is hit out to right field. It's hit deep, and it's going to hit the very top of the wall and bounce back and be caught. But they're going to come in, and that's going to be another double for Air Force and another RBI double at that. Wow, that one hit off the top of the yellow. I mean, it hit the other color. And I think they might challenge it to see if that was a home run. It hit the very top of the wall and bounced back to Obenauer out in right field, who threw it in. But that's going to be, so far, another double for Garish, and it's going to be Christian Taylor up to the plate. So, 2 outs, and Griffin Smith gives up 2 runs. His first pitch to Taylor is going to be a strike 1 on the outside part of the plate, 88 miles an hour, 0-1. You just cannot get that final strikeout pitch. They're just pacing it, hitting the top of the wall everywhere around the ballpark. The 0-1 pitch from Smith to Taylor, swung on and missed, 0-2. So another 2-strike scenario with 2 outs for Smith. See if he can't finally put one away. As Taylor steps back in the box, the righty Smith's pitch down and away at 82 miles an hour, ball 1. Count goes to 1-2. 1-2, 2 outs. Cloudy sky here in the Palouse. Runner at second gets his lead. The pitch from Smith is fouled towards the WSU bullpen. Count will stay at 1-2. But Smith just trying to get one past an Air Force hitter here with 2 strikes. Taylor steps back in the box. Smith takes a big, deep breath. Now his 1-2 pitch. It's going to be high, and it's going to bounce off the glove of Thine. And Garish will make his way to third easily. And Smith, not a bad pitch. I would say that's a pass ball. It was high. Thine tried to handle it, but couldn't. It bounced off his glove just 5 feet away. And Garish makes his way to third. So now Taylor has a 2-2 scenario. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Smith comes home. And that pitch is hit high. It's going to stay up for the center fielder. Called off by Obenauer, though. And he will make the catch. So that'll be the third out of the top of the third. But Air Force gets 2 runs with 2 outs. And the Cougs find themselves in a 4-0 hole here, heading to the bottom of the third at Bailey Brayton. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. We'll be back with the bottom of the third. Back at Bailey Brayton for the bottom of the third as Ryan Shonsby steps up to the plate. So far, the Cougs have been retired in order by Cran Smelser. The 8.39 ERA pitcher, righty for Air Force, as his first pitch to Shonsby is going to be a fastball at 89 miles an hour for strike 1. And if you're at all interested in Pacific Northwest baseball, the Mariners just got done with their game against the Rangers. They won 2-1. Winning pitcher goes to Gabe Spire, and the save goes to our favorite Andres Munoz. Man, he's having an Emmanuel Clase type of season from last season, if you remember that. But Smelser will come set for the 0-1 pitch to Shonsby, and that's going to be hit out to center field, but he's tracking back. That's Chase. He gets under it and makes the catch. So another Cougar down. Just, wow. I mean, that's the 6th flyout so far. They are hitting it. They just ain't hitting it to the right spot. Just hanging it up for the outfielders. So another Cougar retired in order, and that'll bring up Jonah Schull, the righty, hitting .262 on the year. No home runs, 3 RBIs, though. His first pitch is swung on and missed. 0-1 with 1 out here. Jonah Schull found himself taking over left field duties since Max Hartman has gotten hurt, although he played today, had an at-bat. But Schull's been playing there defensively. The 0-1 pitch, wow, spiked into the lefty batter's box all the way to the backstop. The umpire's going to pick it up. This count goes to 1-1. A little bit of an odd pitch there from Smelser. And Schull, who never left the box, will be there for 1-1. 1-1 pitch from Smelser is going to be another breaking ball. It's going to be low, though. Count goes to 2-1. So Scholl trying to get the first hit of the day for the Cougars. The 2-1 pitch from Smelser. It's going to be strike. Looks like a changeup, 84 miles an hour. Right at the bottom of the zone. And Scholl has an even count at 2-2. Smelser comes set. The 2-2 pitch to Scholl is singled through the gap in center. And Scholl will have the first hit of the night for Washington State. That'll put a man aboard with 1 out for Kyler Northrup. So Smelser gives up his first hit of the night. Felt like it should have been a lot longer ago. Cougs have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 flyouts so far this game. Some of those may be lineouts, but all to the outfield. Just cannot find a gap. Here's to Northrup. As Smelser looks over at first at Scholl. Scholl a little speedy over there at first. Smelser comes set. His first pitch to Northrup is going to be a strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball, 0-1. We'll see how Smelser pitches with a man on. As he looks over at Scholl again, Scholl gets his lead. Now Smelser looks home. The 0-1 pitch is hit to short. That's going to be over to second and late to first. Can't complete the double play. So Niedegel slings it over to second, but the second baseman Oster can't make the throw over to Elmore in time. Northrup runs too well, and that'll put 2 away and really just replace the runner at first. As Gavin Roy will be up to the plate. Shortstop, he flew out, kind of like a foul out. It was close. It was near the right field line in the first inning. First pitch to him, a breaking ball. 0-1. Roy looked like he buckled on that pitch. That breaking ball working pretty well for Smelser today. Maybe not earlier in the season with that 8 ERA, but it's working so far against the Cougs. Northrup dives back to first on the pickoff attempt, but it's not going to be in time. 2 outs here if you're just joining us. Air Force currently has a 4-0 lead here at Bailey Brayton after 2 two-run innings off Griffin Smith. As Smelser 0-1 delivery is down, ball 1. Count goes to 1-1, and we've got more fans streaming in here. It seems that graduation has really brought in a lot of folks from around the Palouse, around everywhere. A lot of kids, especially, just running around the ballpark today. Even though it's not the sunniest of days, the 1-1 pitch from Smelser to Roy is going to be low. Can't get the call from the ump. 2-1. Butch is busy running around taking pictures right behind the plate. He's got his charcoal gray uniforms on, which is what the Cougs are wearing. They've got their white bottoms and a really clean-looking uniform set for the Cougs, though. 2-1 pitch to Roy is fouled away behind the plate. And it'll be all 2s on the board for Roy. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. As he's trying to put something together like Air Force did with 2 outs. Maybe try and get some runs on the board. Smelser looks over to first. Northrup gets his lead. Oh, now he's caught Northrup stealing. The pickoff at first and the throw to Niedegel at short is going to get Northrup. So Northrup goes on first movement, and Smelser is going to eliminate the runner. And that'll be out number 3. So a little bit of a base running error for the Cougs will retire the side. And they still trail here 4-0 against Air Force. We'll be back with the top of the fourth after this. Back at Bailey Brayton for the top of the fourth, and Will Cresswell will be behind the plate. He gets back from graduation like John Stone did, and he will be back in the lineup for Nathan Choate's defense. Griffin Smith's first pitch is in there for strike one to Luke Elmore, the first baseman. Luke had a sac bunt to advance the runners in the first, and that pitch is skied behind the plate and out of play. But Elmore with a successful out, if you could call it that. I don't know if any out is successful, but a strategized out to advance the runners to second, third led to that 2-run top of the second inning. So actually, he was in the top of the second, pardon me. But now finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Griffin Smith's 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Stopped by Cresswell. He's going to throw down to first at Shawnsby. And that'll be out number one in the top of the fourth for Smith. So another K after a couple in the first inning, and then a rough kind of stretch in the second and third. He's got another K. That'll be 3 on the night. That'll bring up Alex Adams, the third baseman. 2 home runs, 29 RBIs. So far, the first pitch to him, a breaking ball. It's in there for strike one. And Smith trying to lower that 5.09 ERA, but it's back to 5.37. That pitch flew out to right field, and Obenauer's getting under it, and he's going to make the grab. So 2 up, 2 down for Smith. And Air Force will send TJ Oster to the plate. Number 2. He's got those pants that are so high they almost look like shorts. And he's going to step in the right. They also, Air Force is wearing all gray unis, but kind of like a lighter gray, not a charcoal gray that the Cougs are. The first pitch to him is going to be strike one. They've got a lot of black accents in their uniform. Cougs wearing a lot of white accents. And the 0-1 pitch to Oster is lined right above Thiel's reaching jump. And Obenauer throws it into Roy. That'll be a single for TJ Oster. That'll bring up shortstop Ben Niednagel, the lefty, who's rounding out this lineup at the 9 hole. Made some good defensive plays so far this game. See if Smith can get out of a 2-out situation. He's had trouble getting that third out. When he has 2 outs already, he'll make quick work, and then he won't get that third out. The first pitch to Ninegoal is low for ball 1. Ninegoal hitting .257. Just 1 home run on the year, but it's a lot more than anybody on the Cougars side really has. Cougars like to play a lot of small ball. Air Force likes to really hit them high. And the pickoff move to first, no good. Oster is back in there safely. Smith with a 1-0 count. Seems to like pitching it low so far this game. Low breaking balls and outside fastballs is the bread and butter. And that is hit right at the short. Gavin Roy's going to range over and throw it to Shonsby at first for out number 3. So just a weak hit off of an outside breaking ball. And that'll be out number 3. So Smith gets out of a 2-out situation for the first time in a couple innings. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Score is 4-0 Air Force here at Bailey Brayton. We'll be back with more Cougar baseball on KUGR.
Go.
And back at Bailey Brayton for the bottom of the 4th, and it'll lead off. It'll be Gavin Roy, Ollie Obenauer, and Max Hartman, I presume. As Roy steps in the plate against Smelser. The first pitch to Roy, swung on a missed. Heater inside. Too far inside for Roy. Count goes to 0-1. Roy, I would call Roy the captain of this Cougar baseball team. Maybe not the best player offensively, but really gels the team together. And he shows bunt, going to be off the plate away though. Count goes to 1-1. But Roy really gives out that, I don't know if you want to call it Dustin Pedroia energy, but he's got that college shortstop feel about him. And he's got the stats to prove it too. Just a dependable player overall for the Cougs. The 1-1 pitch to him is inside. Tried to get that breaking ball to break into the zone. Couldn't do it though. So Smelser has a 2-1 situation. And he comes set. The 2-1 pitch to Roy. It's going to be there for strike 2. 75 miles an hour. So not that breaking ball that we see at about mid-80s, but something a lot slower. So now 2-2 count for Roy. Shortstop trying to get on the board with a fly out in the first. The 2-2 pitch inside. Doesn't get the call from the ump. And the first full count of the night for the Cougs. It'll be a 3-2 to Gavin Roy. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Again, Air Force leading 4-0 on 6 hits compared to the Cougs 1. Smelser comes set. The delivery. It's going to be a breaking ball hit to the third baseman, Adams, and he's going to actually make an error as he just muffs the field, and Roy will reach on an error at third. What I'm going to assume they're going to score as an error at third. But the Cougs will take it either way. They have a man aboard with nobody out. First time tonight. They'll bring up Ollie Obenauer, who grounded out to the second baseman earlier. So Cougs have a runner at first in Roy. He's got some wheels. Smelser's first pitch to Obenauer is going to be a bunt, bounced all the way back and into the netting. And Obenauer will reset as well as Smelser. Obenauer hitting above 300 on the year. Had some problems defensively at second base for Choate, but he's been playing right field as of late. He's really been doing well out there. The 0-1 pitch to him almost hits him, but it doesn't, and the count will go to 1-1. Nobody out. And Cougs actually lead the Mountain West, last time I checked, in hit by pitches. Choate, hey man, if the ball's going to come at you, you might as well take your free base. He doesn't want him getting out of the way, unless it's coming at your face, of course. The 1-1 pitch is going to be fouled up, and it looks like it's going to stay in play for the first baseman, Elmore. He's ranging over there, and he's going to make the over-the-shoulder catch. So a foul out for Ollie Obenauer will put one away for the Cougs here in the bottom of the fourth. And I'll bring up Max Hartman, number 23. He'll come over and step in the lefty batter's box, get a little practice swing in. And Roy will still be at first. Max Hartman flew out to center, really pieced that hit, but just hung up for the center fielder. See if he can't aim it somewhere a little differently maybe this time. The first pitch to Hartman is going to be, again, that breaking ball, but it's going to miss somewhere. It looks like a little high maybe. Catcher Zapp looked back like, where was that at, bro? But it'll be 1-0 to Hartman. And Smelser comes set for the 1-0 pitch with one out. It's going to be almost buried. Zapp has to go down and get it. Count goes to 2-0. Roy hasn't made any crazy moves at first yet. Doesn't look like he's going to go unless there's a good situation. Smelser kind of has his motion locked down. He's got a quick throw to home. The 2-0 pitch from him to Hartman is going to be fouled in near the Air Force dugout. Count moves to 2-1, one out. And chilling off a little bit here so far. It's been a little bit cooler of a day. Not much wind in right field. That American flag hanging down by the pole. Smelser's 2-1 to Hartman. Shows bunt, but it's going to be low and away. Count goes to 3-1. Hartman hitting an astonishing 367 on the year. He hasn't played a whole lot past couple weeks. Couldn't tell you why. I believe it was an ankle, knee thing. Some lower body extremity, if I'm remembering correctly. Smelser's 3-1 pitch to him. Off the plate away. Cougs get a free pass to first. Roy will advance to second, so Cougs have first and second, one out. Bringing up the man who subbed in for Thine. Just got done graduating, and he's coming up to the plate. See if he can't get an RBI here. It's Will Cresswell. Zapp having a little chat with his pitcher, Smelser. And he will go back to the back of the home plate. Choate out there talking to Johnstone, who's on deck. Maybe some directions about what to do if he does get up. Hopefully the Cougs don't ground into a double play here. Try and get that run in. Smelser comes set. Looks to the runner at second. That's Roy. Now comes home inside to Cresswell. He's up 1-0. Again, Cougs trailing here 4-0 against Air Force, who's in town for the weekend. They've got a game tomorrow at noon. But Smelser's second pitch to Cresswell is going to be fouled back into the netting. So evens the count at 1-1. Smelser looks like he's having a tough time locating that inside pitch to righties, really on that right side part of the plate. And that can happen when you're all the way on the right side of the rubber if you're looking at home plate. If you're really on that far side of the rubber and your pitching kind of relies on that across motion, it can be sometimes hard to locate that outside pitch. He's going to actually try and pick off Roy, gets back in there safely. But Cresswell, had to really dodge that pitch inside. A lot of those righties were having a tough time if they're getting pitched inside, getting away from that ball. Smelser's maybe just having some location issues on the inside part of the plate. But 1-1 count to Cresswell is coming right here. It's coming home and swing and a miss. Took a hack at it. Count goes to 1-2. And a little bit of gusts of wind. Some of these flags up near the press box are kind of flowing out towards right. And that American flag kind of going out towards right. The 1-2 pitch to Cresswell. Swung and hit to the shortstop, Nienagal. He throws it to the second baseman. He throws it to first for the double play. So Air Force gets out of a first and second one-out jam. And the Cougars still have one hit. So no hits, no runs. 2 left on base for the Cougs. They still trail 4-0 to Air Force. We'll be back with more Cougar baseball on KUGR after this. Back with the top of the 5th. Cougars trying to keep this close. Keep it a 4-0 game. Griffin Smith's back out on the mound for the 5th inning of work. His first pitch is in there for strike 1, a breaking ball. It'll be 0-1 on Chase Spencer. We're back at the top of the lineup for Air Force. The righty steps back in the box. The pitch from Smith is going to be grounded away down the first base line. And he'll find himself in a 0-2 hole. Having a tough time seeing Smith. Spencer batting at the top of the lineup, but he's got a K and a fly out to left field so far in this game. So Smith having some success from the windup. Now the 0-2 pitch. It's going to be in there and not fine. Cresswell tries to stop it. It's going to bounce away from him, but nobody on, so it doesn't matter. Count goes to 1-2. Sun just starting to set here. Bailey Brayton, 7:14 p.m. We know the sun fully sets at about 8 o'clock. The 1-2 pitch to Spencer. It's going to be hit out right field. Opener tracking back, and he's going to make the catch on the run. So 1 away for Air Force. Smith gets one to fly out. So Spencer having a tough day over 3. A couple of flyouts and a strikeout. And that'll bring up Walker Zapp, the catcher. And actually, Choate will come out to the mound. Looks like he's going to have a talk with Smith. I've been seeing a whole lot of action in the bullpen. Can only imagine this is a strategy meeting for the Cougars. As Cresswell is out there too. The infield's in their respective spots, though. But sun's just starting to set. They turned on the lights here. And, almost those orange colors are almost out. The kind of blue and pink that we see here in the Palouse. They're almost showing their colors. But not quite yet. Just a bunch of overcast. Not sure exactly what clouds are out today. Club advisor Brandon Chapman could tell you with his many years of minor league baseball experience. But Smith's pitch to Spencer is going to be grounded to third, but it's going to be foul. Northrop picks up the foul ball, throws it to the dugout. Pardon me, it's Zapp. Zapp is at the plate, batting right behind Spencer. And he steps back in. Smith's got a 0-1 count. He goes into his windup. The pitch low for ball 1. 1-1 here on Zapp. The catcher hitting .337. So it gets a hit about a third of the time. Got an OBP of almost 500. The 1-1 pitch fouled away, and it's going to make his way out of play. Back near the Cougar Sports Complex that was built this school year. I believe baseball does some live BP in there during the offseason. And it'll be 1-2, though, on Zapp. Smith goes into the windup. The 1-2 pitch away, pulls an 86-mile-an-hour breaking ball, looks like. Potentially the fastball there. Looks like he just pulled it in the dirt, hits the lefty batter's box. Count evens at 2-2, 1 out. Air Force still leading here 4-0 at Bailey Brayton. In the second game of the series, Cougs won that first game 7-5. The 2-2 pitch is going to be low again, this time over the plate, but Cresswell has to stop it at his knees. And the count runs full. Cougar defense playing straight up. Roy all the way over, though, in the gap, where normally there would be a gap between third base and shortstop. The full count delivery is going to be ring him up. Strike 3. I mean, Zapp was halfway down the line before the umpire hit the chainsaw. And that'll be 2 outs. 1 more to go for Smith here in the top of the 5th. So Zapp down on strikes. Pitch looked like it could have been a little inside. Maybe that's what Zapp thought. But the zone is what the umpire says it is. And the first pitch to Peters inside off the plate. Count goes to 1-0. 2 outs here. This is Peters. Peters has that big double, almost went out. 1-0 pitch, low. So now a hitter's count to Peters. Peters had that ball that hit off the top of the wall in right center. Looked like it was almost out. 2-0 pitch to him. Wow, what a swing and a miss. And it'll be 2-1. Just took what we call a daddy hack at that one. Looking out towards the trees in left field. About 330 to the left pole. 330 to the right pole here. And 400 to center with that big wall in center. The 2-1 pitch to Peters is going to be strike 2. Fastball down and away, looks like. So now all 2s on the board for Smith. Count is 2-2 with 2 outs. 2-2 pitch to Peters. Thinks about it, but doesn't swing on the outside fastball. Full count. Another full count. So back-to-back full counts for Smith as he takes the mound once again. The 3-2 pitch to Peters. It's going to be hit right up the middle, and the diving Thiel. Thiel gets it, and his throw is going to be not in time. Safe, says the first base umpire. Wow, what a play from Thiel, though. And probably going to register that one as a single for Peters. Just a tough play from Thiel at second base. He dives towards that ball up the middle and tries to get up and make the throw, but can't do it in time. And that'll bring up the guy that you don't want to see, Trip Garish, number 10, DH, 5 home runs, 28 RBIs on the season, 29 now, hitting about 300. First pitch to him is off the plate away. Can't get the call. 1-0. So Peters at first. Smith comes set. The pitch from the stretch, 2-0. Another pitch off the plate. Away to Garish. Got to be careful with these guys in the middle of the lineup, but a lot of Air Force is hitting right above 300 or right close to it. Nobody's really struggling. The 2-0 pitch to Garish. Swing and a miss. 87 miles an hour. Swung right over the top of it. Count goes to 2-1. So again, Smith finds some traffic with 2 outs. See if he can't clean it up like he did last inning where he posted that 0. Pickoff move to first. Not in time. Peters back in there safely. Score still 4-0 here at Bailey Brayton. Air Force leading. About 7 hits. The Cougs won. Smith's 2-1 pitch to Garish. Off the plate away again. Just cannot locate that outside part of the plate this at-bat. And now a hitter's count for their cleanup DH Trip Garish. So Smith's got to find the zone here. Also have first and second. The 3-1 pitch. Nope. Goes to first. Not in time. Peter slides in there safely. Now Northrop's going to move all the way off the third base bag. And deep in third base. Thiel's all the way over in the hole for second for the lefty Garish. Another pickoff move to first. Peter's back in there safely. But Thiel playing all the way in really shallow right field. Try and get rid of that pull ball for Garish. Roy almost playing at the middle. That pitch high. So the 3-1 is high, and that'll be a free walk to Garish, and that'll put first and second on for Air Force with number 12, Christian Taylor, coming up to the plate. So now Smith finds himself again in a first and second 2-out scenario, just like he did in the third inning. He comes set, looks at the runner at second, now comes home. Fouled back into the netting. 0-1 on Taylor. Taylor hitting .313. Good chance he's going to put it in play here. Infield plan straight up. Thiel a little bit close to second to keep the runner on. He's going to move off. The 0-1 pitch. It's going to be grounded right back up to Smith, who throws it over to first easily. And that'll be out number 3. So he gets out of it, unlike the third inning. And the Cougs are keeping it close here as Air Force leads 4-0. Let's see if they can do something. In the bottom of the 5th, they're running right into the middle of the game. Hopefully they can get more than one hit that they have now. Score is 4-0. Air Force. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KJR. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th. Logan Johnstone will walk his way up to the plate for his really second at-bat of the game. He came in for Cole Watterson, who got hit on the hands trying to bunt the ball on a 1-2 count, or on a 1-1 count, and he took over. Now he lines a pitch down the line. It's going to be foul, though. So count goes to 0-1 on Johnstone. Smelser still in the game for Air Force as Johnstone steps in for his 0-1 pitch. Nobody out here. Air Force leads 4-0. The 0-1 pitch is just hit out into left field, and oh my gosh, a diving catch from the left fielder Taylor. And Johnstone will be retired. 1 out for the Cougs here in the bottom of the 5th. Wow, what a diving catch from Taylor out there and left for Air Force. I thought it was going to drop. I mean, Johnstone kind of took like a slap at it. Thought it was going to drop right in between the shortstop and the left fielder, but coming on strong and making a catch, sliding catch face first, was Taylor, and 1 away now here for the Cougs. The first pitch to Thiel is going to be a strike, 91 miles an hour, down and in. So now an 0-1 count. Thiel so far in this game, fly out to center field. This is only a second at bat. The 0-1 pitch is going to hit him on, looks like the hand, the elbow, and he will make his way to first on a hit by pitch. So adding to their Mountain West leading total. Cougs get hit by another pitch. Almost looked like the hand. It was either the hand, which is weird. Maybe it was the forearm. Somewhere up and in. Maybe the arm. It'll bring up Shawnsby, though. Hitting .255 on the year. Having a tough time keeping the ball in play. A lot of strikeouts for him. As Smelser looks over to first. Thiel gets his lead. 1 out here. The first pitch to Shawnsby. It's going to miss up and in to the lefty. Count goes to 1-0. Smelser looking like he's losing some control. Maybe getting a little tired out there. Can't really hit that outside spot very well. And pulling his pitches to lefties inside just a touch. Now the 1-0 pitch to Shawnsby. They're going to fire it at first, try and get Thiel lacking. But they don't. He slides in safely. That was Zapp who threw it over to first. So a little design pitch, and then the catcher throws it to first. Try and catch a unsuspecting runner, but Thiel is ready. Cougs already with a base running error today. Northrop caught stealing. But the 2-0 pitch to Shawnsby. Well-located fastball on the outside part of the plate, 2-1. 1 out here. Air Force leading 4-0. Got 7 hits to the Cougars 1. Shawnsby looks like, see if he can tack one on here. Pickoff move to first. Slow pickoff move from Smelser. But it did catch Kyler Northrup earlier in the bottom of the 3rd. Just took off on first movement and got it wrong. But Shawnsby's up at the plate now. In the bottom of the 5th, another pickoff to first. Thiel's in there safely. And again, Shawnsby will step in the box for the 2-1 pitch. 1 out here. The first baseman for the Cougars. The 2-1 pitch up and away for ball 3 at 91. So count goes to 3-1. Hitters count here for Shawnsby. Looks like Smelser has a little bit of difficulty locating the zone after repeated pickoff attempts. Really worried about that runner at first. Doesn't seem to have an issue with the delivery. But the 3-1 to Shawnsby in there for strike 2. So it'll bring the count full. And, man, those look like good pitches to hit. Cougs are just taking them all the way, though. They wait till they got at least a couple of strikes, at least 2 strikes, before they really try and attack one of the balls, maybe trying to get the pitch count of Smelser up there and get him out of the game. Smelser steps off now to regroup. He's got a full count. Johnsby looking to get the second hit of the game for the Cougs. They've had a few base runners on walks and on one error by Air Force, but only one hit so far tonight. The 3-2 pitch from Smelser is going to hit Johnsby. It's going to get past, and Thiel's going to make his way all the way to second, think about third, but doesn't go for it. And it looks like it hit Johnsby, but it probably just came inside, and then catcher couldn't really go inside enough. And it goes all the way to the backstop. And now the Cougs have first and second with one out. Got Thiel, so not a whole lot of speed on the base pass. Thiel's not super slow, but he's not Cole Watterson or somebody like that. He's on second. Johnsby's on first. And they've got left fielder Jonas Scholl line up the plate. Right now, Air Force's pitching coach is out there getting some words in with Smelser. He's in the bottom of the fifth. And he's managing a 4-0 ball game. Trying to keep his good outing going. Jonas Scholl's trying to spoil it, though. He's got one out to work with. Got to get through Smelser to get some runs. First pitch to Scholl inside for ball one. Count goes to 1-0. And the 1-0 pitch is hit to the third baseman, who bounces off his glove. It's going to go to the shortstop, Ninja. And the Cougs have bases loaded on another error by number 5, Adams, over there. So a promising-looking offensive inning for the Cougs. Kyler Northrup is up. He's only got one out. So a sac fly could do it here, or a straight base hit, potentially extra base hit for the Cougs could bring in some runs. One thing you want to do is avoid the double play. So nothing up the middle. But another error for Air Force makes a tough situation for Smelser. The first pitch to Northrup off the plate away at 84 miles an hour, 1-0. Northrup got caught stealing, and he reached on a fielder's choice, then got caught stealing in the bottom of the third. The 1-0 pitch to Northrup is in there for strike one, so evens the count at 1-1. Now stepping back in the box, all ones on the board. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Smelser looking for the sign, comes home now, and that's going to be popped up to the shortstop, ranging back, and he'll make the catch. Just a little pop out from Northrup. And the Cougs will now have 2 outs, so they avoid the double play. But they make it so that Captain Gavin Roy will have to come through with a base hit here or a walk. No sac fly potential anymore. They've got Thiel at third, Johnsby at second, and Scholl at first. The pitch to Roy hits a shortstop, Integral, who throws it over to first, and in time to get Roy. So Smelser gets out of the inning unharmed, and the Cougs still have no hits. They load the bases, but they leave them loaded, and they still trail here 4-0 against Air Force at Bailey Brayton. We're heading to the top of the sixth. Stay with us. Here's some more Cougar baseball on KUGR. Back with the top of the sixth. This is a Cougar baseball on KUGR. I keep messing that up. I used to call our sports broadcasting club Cougar, but I then learned it was KUGR. The first pitch from Smith, who's still in the game, by the way, is fouled back and away behind the plate. Count goes to 0-1 on Elmore. Elmore has a sac bunt in this game along with a strikeout. So technically 0 for 2. The second pitch to him is low. Count evens at 1-1. But Cougar baseball is here for the weekend. They play Air Force tomorrow at noon at 12:05 to be specific. And they're not back till UNLV comes to town. That pitch is hit to shortstop. Gavin Roy charges it. Throws over to Shawnsby in time to get Elmore. And that'll be one down for the Cougs. As Smith is going to make his way through 6 innings. As Alex Adams comes up to the plate, the third baseman. He's got one sac fly and then just a normal fly out to right, but both to right field. It's a couple of flyouts for him. First pitch to him is low and away, breaking ball. Ball 1. Cougs playing straight up for Adams. The 1-0 pitch from Smith is hit far and deep to left field, but it's going to hang up for Schull, who makes the catch near the warning track. That'll be the second out. So a couple quick outs for Smith. It's kind of been the theme of this game. He'll get a couple quick outs, then has kind of a struggle getting that third out. He'll walk somebody or they'll get on, and then the other person will get on. It'll be 2 on with 2 outs, and then you have a legitimate problem. And looks like Coach Kislowski for Air Force is going to come out and talk to their hitters. TJ Oster is supposed to be up. He's the righty. He's got 2 singles on the day, so not doing too terribly. As they are done chatting about what to do for Griffin Smith, I'm going to assume that Coach told his hitter, hey, wait. Try and get that pitch count up. I mean, we almost got this guy out of here. Griffin Smith has quite a few pitches. First pitch to him is actually swung on and hit foul to Northrup. Picks it up, throws it to the dugout. 0-1. So my assumption was wrong. Maybe a tipped pitch, perhaps. Something along those lines. The 1 pitch to Oster inside. Can't catch the plate. Count goes to 1-1. A lot of commotion here. A lot of little kids. A lot of children here at the game today. A lot more than yesterday. A lot of adults here yesterday. 1-1 pitch. Swung on a missed outside fastball. Just misses the bat of Oster. So 2 outs here. The 1-2 pitch and that's grounded to third. Northrup picks it up easily, throws it over to Shawnsby, and it's actually going to be dropped by Shawnsby on the stretch. And Oster will reach safely on another E5, this time on the Cougars side. Couple for Air Force, and now Northrup. I'm not going to count that as an E5. I'm not sure E5 or an E3. One of those two players made that error. Looks like they're going to register it as a throwing error by Northrup. So another E5 this time for the Cougars. And we'll bring up the shortstop, Ben Neednagle, the lefty with the aggressive stance. And that pitch, first pitch, is off the plate away. Count goes to 1-0. 2 outs. So Griffin Smith again gives up another 2-out runner. Just hasn't been super efficient. Choate is actually going to make his way to the mound here. He has not signaled for somebody from the bullpen. There is some activity out there, but has not signaled for anybody from the bullpen just yet. Probably telling him to be careful. He's coming right back up to the top of the lineup. Neednagle is hitting 9. So he's got to be careful, not letting anybody on. I imagine Choate is telling him, hey, you don't get this guy out, we're back at the top of the lineup. I might go to the bullpen. 5 innings of work. Only 4 runs for Smith. Not a terrible outing, considering the Cougs have only given up less than 3 runs once this year. It might have just been a 3-run game, actually. So their strategy is really just get the most out of your starting pitcher that you can. Our offense has got to come through. It hasn't so far today. Only 1 hit. But Smith will stay in. Choate goes back to the dugout. Oster will get his lead at first. Smith looks over there. He'll come set. He's got a 1-0 count to work with. First, he'll throw it at first. Oster dives back safely. Smith gets the ball. The batter has been pretty busy on the defensive side. No errors from him today, but he's had a lot of action there. And just a couple of groundouts to the shortstop so far today. The 1-0 pitch is hit into right field. Obenar tracking back. It's going to one-hop the wall. And Obenar is going to pick it up, throw it into Thiel, who's going to relay throw it to Cresswell, cut off by Shawnsby. And that is going to be an RBI double for Neednagle. And Air Force extends their lead 5-0 on the double from Neednagle. Oster came around real quick. He went first to home as that ball one-hopped the fence over near the John Olerud number. And that'll bring up the top of the lineup, Chase Spencer. So Smith trying to get out of another jam. Need to go dancing over there at second. And that pitch is lined into left field past the diving Northrup. And Scholl's going to throw it into second. But coming home is Neednagle. So an RBI single for Spencer. And Choate will come out to the mound. He's going to signal to the bullpen for the lefty, it looks like. Smith gets another quick 2 outs and then just cannot put that third out away. He just can't get it. And the Cougs now trail 6-0. We'll take a break as the bullpen pitcher comes in and warms up. Let you know who it is after the break. Stick around for this 6-0 ball game here at Bailey Brayton on this Saturday night. So the call to the pen, your boost call to the pen, is Gavin Durr, number 43 for the Cougs. He's got a 4.85 ERA, 1.62 WHIP, and he's given up 235 average to runners with 2 outs, which is what he's in right now. The Cougs have 2 outs. Here in the top of the 6th, they've given up a couple runs with those 2 outs. As Griffin Smith ends his day on 6 2/3 innings pitched, 9 hits, 6 runs. As he did a little pickoff move to first there. But Spencer dives in safely. The lefty's first pitch is low for ball 1. Right about 90 miles an hour. He's got that 4.85 ERA, 8 walks on the year, giving up 13 hits. He comes set now. Durr's 1-0 pitch. Lined into center field. It's going to drop in front of Johnstone, who bounces off his glove, and the runner's going to go to third. Roy's going to cut off the throw. So runners at the corners for Air Force as Zapp lines that inner center field for another single. He has 2 on the day. He's 2 for 4, 2 singles, 2 strikeouts. Hey, that's hitting 500. One can only wish you could do that. I mean, it's crazy. If you look at SEC numbers, those kids are insane. Half the team is hitting 400. It's insane. And then you look at major leagues, and it's like you're lucky to get, as a hitter, to be hitting 270. Just levels to the game. Durr's first pitch to 4. It's going to be swung on. Well, a check swing and miss from Peters. So Zach Peters so far has that big double in the top of the 3rd and a single in the top of the 5th. He's up to the plate now. The 0-1 pitch from Durr off the plate away in the lefty batter's box. Count goes to 1-1. So Cougs just trying to get that 3rd out of this inning. Feels like we've been here in the top of the 6th for forever. Now Durr comes set, a fake steal to home, and that's going to be grounded to Thiel at second. He's going to go to first at Shawnsby for the force out, and that'll retire the side. But Air Force puts up some more damage. Another 2 on the board as they lead here 6-0 on 10 hits to the Cougars 1. Cougs need to get some offense rolling and stop leaving them on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. here on KUGR. Listen to more Cougar baseball. Back with the bottom of the sixth. Felt like that top of the sixth took forever, but the Cougs are now back on the offensive side of the ball. Ollie Obenauer will bat, followed by Max Hartman and Will Cresswell. So right through the heart of the lineup for the Cougs. Smelser still on the mound for Air Force. His first pitch is in there for strike one at right about 90 miles an hour. He's just been playing better than a 8.39 ERA, that's for sure. He's lowered it down to a 7.46 just this start. The 0-1 pitch to Obenauer is swung on and missed. Breaking ball away. Doesn't see it. Now he's in an 0-2 hole. Zapp calling a good game behind the plate. Not really very many pass balls from him. Having a good day with Smelser. The 0-2 pitch stopped by Zapp. And looks like it hit his hand while he was trying to block it. Umpire's going to walk the ball out to the mound. He needs a little second to regroup. And Obenauer is going to have a 1-2 count to deal with. Obenauer hitting titch over 300. He's got a ground out to second and a fly out to the first baseman. Foul out, I believe. The 1-2 pitch from Smelser is hit and up in the air to left field. Left fielder coming on. That's Taylor, and he makes the catch. Just a little pop out for Obenauer. On the breaking ball, just gets him out front. Can't drive it. That'll put one away for the Cougs. It'll bring up Max Hartman. Hitting .367 on the year so far. 3 homers, 23 RBIs, 51 hits, and that was all before he got hurt. First baseman coming in now, that's Elmore. Hartman grounds it over the first baseman's head, but foul. Count goes to 0-1 with 1 out. Oh and 1 with 1 out for Hartman. Smelser takes his place on the right side of the mound. He's going to get a reset of the pitch comm. He's like, reset. Steps off the bag, but now back on the rubber. Is 0-1 pitch to Hartman. Breaking ball, can't find the zone. Doesn't get any break on that one inside. Count goes to 1-1 with 1 out here. And he just keeps lowering that ERA. It's got 7.4 now. The 1-1 pitch to Hartman off the plate away at 92 miles an hour. Pumped it up for that one. Couldn't find the zone. Having a tough time locating that outside pitch to lefties, especially that outside fastball. He comes set now. The 2-1 pitch from Smelser. It's going to be rolled over and grounded to first baseman Elmore, and he steps in the bag easily for the second out of the bottom of the sixth. So Cougs need an AED to get this offense rolling. I mean, they have no pulse right now. One hit on the day. All the base runners from errors, the 2 errors, and just walks hit by pitches just cannot hit them in. I mean, first and second stranded a couple of times. Bases loaded, stranded once. Will Cresswell's up to the plate. He's got an out to work with. Only 2. Cougs had 2 outs. Smelser's first pitch to him, breaking ball. Can't find the zone. 1-0. John Stone behind Cresswell, who's on deck. Smelser comes set. His 1-0 pitch to Cresswell. Can't find the outside edge of the plate on the breaking ball. 2-0. And as I was talking about, the pink skies showing themselves here in the Palouse. Took about till about 8 o'clock for it to happen. But the pink and blue is out, and it looks real cool with the clouds. Something you got to see to really appreciate. The 2-0 pitch from Smelser. Up. Can't find the top of the zone. Count goes to 3-0. So Cresswell got a favorable count here to work with. Probably taken all the way. 3-0. Smelser comes home. That's going to be a strike. 90 miles an hour. So now hitters count for Cresswell. 3-1. Trying to put the bat on the ball. Cougs trying to get their second hit of the day. Of the night. 3-1 pitch from Smelser is going to be off the hands. It's going to pop up to the second baseman, Oster, raging back, and he's going to make the over-the-shoulder grab, and that'll retire the side for the Cougs. No hits, no runs, no errors. As Cresswell just can't deal with that inside pitch, hits it off the hands. And Air Force still leads here 6-0. They've got a good one going here at Bailey Brayton. We'll be back with the top of the 7th after this. Back with the top of the 7th. And the Cougs trail here 6-0 to Air Force. In the second game of the series, they won that first game 7-5. They're looking to win their first series of the year against Air Force, as the first pitch from Durr is in there for strike one. 89 miles an hour. To number 10, Trip Garish, the DH and the cleanup hitter. He's got a double. He's got 2 walks in the day and a double. They're being pretty careful with him. The second pitch is in there for strike two. And this is the first time he's facing a lefty, so potentially a point of strength against Garish is that lefty-lefty matchup. The 0-2 pitch, strike three, ring him up on the inside part of the plate. Breaking ball, caught him looking. And that'll be the first out for Durr. Good start for him in his second inning of relief work. It'll bring up number 12, Christian Taylor, the left fielder. 1 for 3 on the day. And he's a righty. Standing right in the box. He's going to show bunt. He's going to bunt. And Durr's going to charge the ball, pick it up with the glove, and throw it to first. And it's going to skip past Seansby and all the way into right field. Omenar backs it up. But Taylor's going to get all the way to second base. So throwing error from... That was a tough play. It was going to be a tough play for Durr. Just going to be a problem. I mean, he picked it up and then a no-look. You know, you're doing that spinning throw to first, and it just skips right past Seansby. Wide. And Thiel couldn't get over there in time to cover. Opener has to go and get it. And now Air Force has a man in scoring position on second with 1 out. As Elmore comes up to the plate. Another righty for Air Force. First pitch to him, strike one. 84 miles an hour. Oh, 1 out, 6-0 ball game here. Cougar offense just cannot find some luck as they're trying to keep it close, though, defensively. The second pitch to 29 Elmore. Check swing. Umpire's going to say he went. Now he finds himself in an 0-2 hole. So 0-2 to the 313 hitter. 4 home runs, 28 RBIs in the season. He's got 45 hits. Let's see if he can't get another one. Durr hopes not. His 0-2 pitch, breaking ball inside. They're going to check to first. He didn't go, and the ball is going to get away from Cresswell, who rifles it back at Durr. Because moving over to third was Taylor. I mean, he stops that breaking ball in the dirt, and then it bounces to the right of Cresswell. Taylor takes off. Cresswell has to maneuver around the home plate umpire, who's checking over to first for some reason. And Cresswell's a bit upset, but now the 1-2 pitch from Durr is going to be low for ball two. Evens the count at 2-2. Fastball can't find the inner edge of the plate. And Taylor making a lot of moves there at third base. He is pitching against the lefty Durr. Durr goes into his windup. The 2-2 pitch is grounded to second. Thiel fires over to first for the force out. But coming home is Taylor, and Air Force tacks on another run. This game is 7-0 Air Force here at Bailey Brayton. And that'll bring up number 7, who is not on the roster. Looks like a substitution. And it'll be Dawson Thrush. Gets a first pitch strike from Durr. Dawson Thrush coming in for Alex Adams. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Swung right over the top of that one. Now finds himself in an 0-2 hole with 2 outs. So Durr trying to get out of this inning. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball has no break. Ends up in the lefty batter's box. 1-2. So Thrush, a pinch hitter for Air Force, a righty, comes in. The 1-2 pitch from Durr. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Ring him up. Cresswell throws her to first for good measure. And the Cougs get out of it, but they give up a run. Now they trail 7-0. They'll need quite a comeback here as they head to the bottom of the 7th. This is your 7th inning stretch. Listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. We'll be back with the bottom of the 7th. Jonas Scholl with the lone hit for the Cougs, as it is the bottom of the 7th here at Bailey Brayton. Logan Johnstone coming up to the plate. Mr. 8 home runs on the season. He's hitting .340. He had a real hot stretch there in March and April. And he's cooled off a little bit here towards the end of April and the beginning of May. The first pitch is smoked into right field. He gets their second hit as Peters stops it, and the ball will come in. But I was about to say, Smelser is still in for Air Force. This is his 7th inning of work. He's looking to go 7 strong. He's got an 80 pitch count, so he's looking healthy on pitches. I don't know how far he'll go. I don't know if college players really throw in the hundreds, but 80's not too bad. Probably going to work his way towards 90. Looks like the coach is going to come out and ask if he's okay. He says yes, goes into his stance. And his first pitch is hit to shortstop. Integral stops it, throws it over to first. Not in time. Off the bag for the stretch is the first baseman, Elmore. And that was Thiel with the hit into the hole. So Thiel beats it out. And all of a sudden, the Cougs are getting something going here finally against Smelser. First and second, nobody out. With Ryan Shonsby up. Shonsby trying to add to his 21 RBI total this season. Smelser not hitting a whole lot, but find himself some trouble here. The first pitch to Shonsby, low and away, ball 1. And Coach Kozlowski for Air Force is out there walking outside of the dugout. He's probably like, "You're getting us out, or I'm pulling you." Smelser's second pitch is hit in the air by Shonsby to deep center. Backing up as a center fielder, Chase. He's going to make the catch. Tagging up is Johnstone. He's going to make his way to third. So a sac fly to advance the runner from Shonsby, but it was hit deep. It almost hit 400, but caught on the warning track. That'll bring up Jonas Scholl, the only other Coug with a hit tonight, aside from Johnstone. Johnstone and Thiel, they're actually going to register Thiel's hit as a hit. So finally getting some production here. Runners at the corners for the Cougs. One person out. Thiel gets his lead. Johnstone gets a small lead. Scholl is up to the plate. First pitch to Scholl is a spinner in there for strike one. Bottom of seventh. Cougs trailing 7-0. They've got 3 hits now, though. And Smelser's 0-1 delivery. Comes set. The pitch. Fastball just barely misses the zone. Looks like a little high. Zap tried to frame that one. Now the 1-1 pitch with 1 out. It's going to be fouled up and away. Out of play on the right side. Near the beer garden. Cougs have the new fan experience this year. Cougar fans can get their beers at the beer garden and return to their seats for the first time. They also improved the viewing area. It looks a lot better. You can really see the field now. There's no bar kind of slashing your vision. It's not like you're looking through a fence, really. Looking through a net. The 1-2 pitch is lined down the third base line, but foul. And the count will move to 1-2 on Scholl. So a little bit of a battle here between him and Smelser. Count is 1-2. Thiel gets the lead. Johnstone, a very small lead. Third baseman not really covering, though. The 1-2 pitch, way off the plate away. And Zap can take care of it, surprisingly. Looks like he hurt himself a bit. Kind of shaking something out. But they'll resume. Now an even 2-2 count from Smelser. The pitch is hit out to second base. Peter, throw to short and throw to first is in time for the double play. Wow, so the Cougs have first and second, nobody out, and they cannot get a run. Scholl grounds into a double play. Oster went to Nindagal, and then they throw it to Elmore in time and get the speedy Scholl somehow. And the Cougs just cannot get lucky. They can't put it where they need to. And they trail here 7-0, heading into the top of the 8th. Gavin Durr will be back on the field to pitch after this. Top of the 8th for the Cougs. Gavin Durr will be on the bump again as he starts this top of the 8th. 4.4 ERA. He's the guy to keep it close, but how close is 7 runs? I don't know. Air Force is up 7-0. And this is TJ Oster. Righty step. First pitch is a ball. And, man, he steps right on that line. He's the guy I keep talking about, his shorts. I mean, he's wearing baseball pants, but they're shorts. They're above his knees. The 1-0 pitch from Durr. Can't find the zone away. 2-0. So hitters count for Oster. But, man, those pants are just insane. The 2-0 pitch to Oster. He's going to foul it off. Back and away. Right side. So Durr gets back in the count 2-1. Sun has almost fully set here. Pretty dark on this dry night. It was a little bit wet earlier in the day here in Pullman, but it has cooled off as well as the rain. The 2-1 pitch away. Can't find the zone. Nowhere close, really. Now a 3-1 count to Oster. Durr pitching from the windup. The lefty's 3-1 pitch. Swing on a missed. 89 miles an hour, top of the zone. Oster can't get to it. Now we've got a full count. No wind here tonight. Just a little gusts here and there. Nothing influenced the ball too bad. The 3-2 pitch to Oster. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And Oster goes down swinging. Durr gets his strikeout. That'll be the first out of the top of the 8th. Ben Niendegal is on for Air Force. He will step up into the lefty batter's box. 1 out. He's hitting .261, 1 home run, 26 RBIs on the year. Durr's first pitch to him. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and that's going to be a ball 1. 1-0. But Niendegal been very active defensively. I mean, he made some great plays. He's been crucial to those double plays that have killed the Cougs tonight. And he's made some great plays in the thing. Now his bunt goes foul. Picked up by Coach Keselowski for Air Force. He fires it over to the bullpen. Coach has still got it. I bet he would say so himself. And probably looking pretty happy with the score right now. Always tack on some extra runs, but currently Air Force is up 7-0. Just out in the Cougs, 11 hits to 3. Durr's 1-1 pitch, fouled away off the Cougar dugout. And Durr will retreat back to the mound for deciding his 2-strike pitch to Ben Niendegal, the shortstop. The 1-2 pitch from Durr is grounded foul, this time toward the first base side. And the umpire is going to get more balls. Umpire tonight behind the plate has been Steven Fritzoni. He's been doing a pretty good job. Air Force might not agree. They've been rung up on a few pitches that are arguably inside, outside. Arguably outside to lefties. So the zone just a little wide for him, but a decent day behind the plate for him. Durr's 1-2 pitch. Niendegal is 1-2. Is going to miss away. So even count at 2-2. 1 out here. And behind Niendegal is Spencer. So back at the top of the lineup, Durr will have to deal with a 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's going to bounce away from Cresswell, but he's going to get it and fire it to first. Seansby in time. So another K for Durr. It's 2 Ks so far this inning. 2 swing and a misses. And that'll bring up number 20, Chase Spencer, like we were talking about, the center fielder. He's got a strikeout, a flyout to left, a flyout to right, and a single, RBI single. So 1 for 4 at still 250. It's weird how baseball has a way of making a bad day seem so good. That pitch is down for ball one from Durr. But, I mean, you can hit the ball only once out of 4 times, and you still have a 250 average. Spencer's hitting 254. That pitch is not there, so count goes to 2-0. It's just weird how baseball is, so much of it is failure, and if you just get a little bit above failure, it's success. The 2-0 pitch, that's in there, strike one, 88 miles an hour. But, I mean, 2 for 4, you're hitting 500. Increase your average a lot. The 2-1 pitch is smacked out to right center, but getting under it is a center fielder, Johnstone, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So Cougs get a 1-2-3 inning here in the top of the 8th. They've got some work to do. They've got 6 outs left to get 7 runs as Air Force leads here 7-0 at Bailey Brayton. We'll be back with the bottom of the 8th. You're listening to Cougar Baseball on KUGR. Kyler Northrup steps up to the plate. It'll be him, Gavin Roy, and Ollie Obenar for the Cougs. Here in this bottom of the 8th, they have 6 outs left to get 7 runs. Comeback of the year potential? Yes. Potential to get blown out 7-0? Also, yes. As the first pitch is fouled up and away from Northrup. He's going to go over and probably hit side of the Cougar baseball complex as Grant Smeltzer is still in there for Gonzaga. He is just having a lot of success tonight. Only at 89 pitches so far. The 0-1 pitch to Northrup is actually going to hit him. Gets no break on that ball, and Northrup will trot his way to first as another hit by pitch for the Cougs. And now back at the top of the order is Gavin Roy. Coach Kislowski for Air Force kind of pacing back and forth over there on their first base visitors dugout. We'll see if he wants to come get Smeltzer sometime soon. Cougs hope so. They're trying to get him out of there, chase him out. They've been doing it for 7 innings. Smeltzer's first pitch to Gavin Roy is in there for strike one at 89 miles an hour. So he can bump it from 89 to I've seen his fastball get up to 92. So there's some variation in that heater, but not in its effectiveness. The 0-1 pitch to Roy from Smeltzer on the way. Strike two, 88 miles an hour. Again away. So 2 pitches away. High 80s. Expect a breaking ball here. Maybe inside. Try and get him on the hands. Get a double play ball. Another double play ball. Is what Smelser could be thinking. He comes set, though. The 0-2 pitch from him. He's going to go further away. It's going to get past Zap all the way to the backstop. And all of a sudden, that double play opportunity is no longer there because Northrop's at second. So Cougs get themselves out of a dangerous situation. They've been grounded into double plays with runners in scoring position all night. So now they erase that double play potential, and Gavin Roy has a 1-2 count to work with. Now hitting just a little bit under 300 because of today's game. See if he can't drive in this run, though. The 1-2 pitch from Smelser. In on the hands. And fouled away. So Roy stays alive. But as I kind of talked about, I mean, he came inside after repeated aggressive attacking the outside with that breaking ball. And Roy manages to fight it off. He lives to see another day. Northrop at second. Roy up at the plate. The 1-2 pitch from Smelser is hit to the second baseman, Ulster, and he throws over to first on a hop. Dug out by Elmore at first. And Gavin Roy advances the runner, but another out for the Cougs. So one down here in the bottom of the eighth. Air Force leads 7-0 as Ollie Obenor steps up to the plate. The righty, I imagine Smelser is going to attack him the same way that he just attacked Roy. Try and get the count up and then get a ground ball play off a pitch inside. But Northrop is standing 90 feet away from home. Cougs trying to get that run. And it looks like we're hearing some fireworks, actually. It is graduation night, graduation day for WSU Pullman. But Smelser kind of threw his hands up like, hey, we got some fireworks in the background. Let me take a break. Gets a new ball. And the new at-bat to Ollie Obenor, his first pitch. That pitch is high for ball one. Heater up at 90 miles an hour. So it seems like an ebb and flow with his speed of his fastball. But his location has been really good tonight. The 1-0 pitch from Smelser to Obenor is fouled straight back into the netting. Count even at 1-1. Northrop at third. Obenor up at the plate with a 1-1 count. Smelser comes set. Now his 1-1 pitch is smothered somehow by Zap. I mean, that was a wacky stop, but he managed to get a glove on it and keep it in front of him. And Northrop has no opportunity to come home. Count will be 2-1, though, on Obenor. Obenor so far in this game 0 for 3. Ground out in a couple of pop-outs. Both to the right and the left side. The 2-1 pitch from Smelser. It's going to be another pop-up. Elmore ranging back the first baseman. He's going to catch it just behind the first base batting coach, and he'll trot it back in. So Smelser has 2 outs now. So now that runner at third doesn't seem so scary. Sack fly can't score him. But you know what does seem scary? Max Hartman, the preseason Mountain West first-team player, is up at the plate. He's hitting pretty good numbers. He's got 3 home runs on the year, hitting above 300. Smelser's got a challenge before he can get out of this one, before giving up that singular run. The first pitch to Hartman, and he's going to hit it, and it's going to drop foul. Just foul on the right side. So he just tries to loft one down the line, and he can't get it done. He'll have an 0-1 count with 2 outs. Northrop at third. Cougs trail 7-0 to Air Force. And Smelser steps back on the plate. or on the mound, pardon me. And his 0-1 pitch to Hartman. Swing and a miss. Fastball creeps up there at 91 miles an hour. 0-2 hole for Hartman. So in a game where the Cougs have really struggled to just get the bat on the ball and get somebody in, only 3 hits in this game. See if they can get this one here. Northrop at third. The 0-2 pitch to Hartman. Comes inside, almost hits him. And they don't get the call, though. So again, attacking outside, then coming back inside for the finish. But can't quite get it done. 1-2. Hartman ready for the pitch. Sapp gives a sign to Smelser. The 1-2 pitch is hit out to left. The breaking ball, it's going to drop in front of the left fielder, and he's going to cut it off. That's Taylor, and throw it in a second. But Max Hartman has the first RBI of the night for the Cougs. And the first hit was somebody close to scoring with 2 outs. So the Cougs aren't going to get shut out tonight. They get a run, and now it's a 7-1 ball game. Still 6 runs to go with 4 outs remaining for the Cougs. But, you know, that's a W for them in a night where they've had so much difficulty having success at the plate with somebody in scoring position. Hartman gets it done for the team. That'll bring up Will Cresswell. First pitch to him, smacked past the third baseman and into left field for a single. So first pitch smacked. And now the Cougs have first and second with 2 outs. Coach Keselowski looking at his dugout, deciding if he wants to go get his pitcher or not. The pitching coach will come out and come talk to Smelser. But the Cougs finally get a run. And they're going to take a break here to talk to Smelser. Probably get some action in the bullpen. But 7-1 a ball game. Looking like the Cougs are going to drop this one. They won the first game. Tomorrow could be up for grabs for the series. Cougs trying to win their first series against Air Force this year. I mean, they've only had 2. But they're trying to even the season series numbers. And that mound visit wraps up. Choate talks to the home plate umpire about something. And Logan Johnstone, the man with 8 home runs, 36 RBIs, is coming up to the plate. Struts up there. Always looking so confident when he comes up to the plate. Now the first pitch to him is off the plate away for ball 1. So Smelser's got himself in a little bit of a pickle here, first and second. Still looking okay. But a single could score another run here, and then you bet that Coach Keselowski is going to come and pull him. He comes set. The 1-0 pitch to Johnstone is line right field. It's cutting foul, though. Off the top of the brand new bullpen that the Cougs have this year. It's illuminated, and it looks a whole lot better. It's honestly a little... If I was an opposing player, I'd be a little frustrated. I mean, it looks like they've got high-class facility over there, and you look over here, it looks like a high school bullpen for the visitors. But the 1-1 pitch from Smelser, way outside. 2-1. 2 outs. But the bullpen in right field, man, I don't even know if they have lights. They just get the field lighting, and that's about it. But they're over there near the batting cage building for the Cougs. And then they just built this nice overhang for their bullpen. On the left side, the 2-1 pitch from Smelser, up and away. So count goes full. He's trying to pump it. He's got a 91-mile-an-hour radar gun there. So 3-1 to Johnstone. He's got to give him something to hit now, or he risks walking the bases loaded. So 3-1, 2 outs. 3-1 pitch to Johnstone. In there, strike 2. 88 miles an hour. Johnstone with a single tonight and 2 flyouts to left field. He steps back in. The full count, 2 outs from Smelser. 3-2. Fouled away left side, manages to make its way out of play. Johnstone stays alive. Just having a tough time pulling the ball. Really succeeds when he pulls the ball, but having a tough time keeping that ball. You know, you can't pull an outside pitch with power. It's going to equate to a flyout. But the 3-2 pitch from Smelser, he comes set. The pitch is hit past the second baseman, off his glove. Johnstone's going to round first. And coming home is Griffin Myers. Griffin Myers comes home for the run. And now Cougs have runners at the corners with 2 outs here. They've made it a 7-2 ball game. And they're going to signal to a righty out of the pen for Air Force, as Smelser's day will be done at 7 2/3 innings. Not a bad day for him by any means. Only 2 runs given up and just late here. So as they make their call to the pen, we will call for a break here on KGR. Cougs currently trailing 7-2 here in the bottom of the 8th. We'll be back.
Number 45, always running in.
And the Boost Collaborative call to the pen calls for Bowen Brantingham for Air Force. He is a righty out of the pen. He's got an 8.79 ERA with a 1.78 whip. And runners actually hit better against him with 2 outs, 342 compared to 302 with runners on. 2-2, win-loss, 28 2/3 innings pitched. His first pitch is inside for strike 1 at 81 miles an hour. Luke Thiel's up to bat. He's behind Johnstone. And pardon me for earlier, it was actually Griffin Myers pinch hitting for Max Hartman. Both lefties, similar stances. Got that mixed up. He had the RBI single. The second pitch to Thiel, strike 2, catches the very outside part of the plate, I'm guessing. And a count will go to 0-2. So Thiel in an 0-2 hole on this chilly, almost summer night here in the Palouse. The 0-2 pitch to Thiel, check swing, and the appeal to first, he did not go. So close one there for Thiel. He stays alive, 1-2. Runners at the corner still, 7-2 ball game. Air Force lead. Thiel gets ready. The pitch from Branningham. The 1-2. Fouled away, right side. Thiel stays alive. 1-2 pitch, or 1-2 count now. Thiel hitting 321. Motions to the dugout. He's got this. Steps back in the box. The pitch from Branningham. 1-2. Singled back up the middle and takes it himself and steps on second. Is needing a goal, and that'll retire the side. So Thiel can't get it done. Grounds out to the shortstop, like it seems a lot of people have done tonight. And the Cougs put a couple runs up on the board in the bottom of the eighth, but could be a little bit too late. Too little, too late for the Cougs. As we'll head to the top of the ninth, they hope to keep it 7-2, have a chance in the bottom of the ninth. You're listening to Cougar Baseball and KUGR. Stick around. It's the ninth inning.
Number 20, Gabe Snyder.
And it's the ninth inning, folks. 6 outs left to go. As we have a 7-2 ball game, Air Force leads here at Bailey Brayton. And the Boost Collaborative call to the pen was Gabe Schneider for the Cougs. He has a 10.9 ERA, 2.31 whip. He is first pitch almost hits. That's going to be Walker Zapp, the catcher, number 24. Had a good day behind the plate and is hitting 500 here with a couple singles. The 1-0 pitch is smoked, but way foul, way too early. So the count evens at 1-1. Schneider in here, he's got a 10 ERA. Pitched in 17 innings so far this year. And 24 hits, 22 runs, 21 earned runs with 16 walks, just 9 Ks. The 1-1 pitch, Beans zapping the back, and he will make his way to first. Jog down there. And so the leadoff man is aboard for Air Force. And Zach Peters will step up to the plate. Zach Peters is the 3-hole. He's got a double today and a single. plus a run. Trip Garish is up after him. So Schneider fires over to first. Zap back in time, though. And Northrop has some words for Schneider. Getting ready in the infield. Schneider gets a sign. His pitch instantly hits Peters. So 2 hit by pitches with 2 batters up. And Air Force has first and second. And Choate's going to motion the bullpen for another pitching change. So Schneider comes in, effectively just hits a couple of Air Force players, maybe causes some frustration on that side. But a lefty is coming in for the Cougs. We'll be back with who that is after the break.
This ball game is brought to you by WSU Disabilities on the Balloon. Pitching for the Rangers, number 29, Jake Robinson.
And Choate brings in a pinch. Well, he makes a pitching change after 2 hit by pitches from Schneider. Goes to Jake Robinson, the lefty with a 15 ERA out of the bullpen. And his first pitch is going to be bunted foul on the third base line. Sack bunt, failed attempt. But Air Force is going to make their own move. So Choate brings in a lefty to deal with the big Trip Garish hitting cleanup. And they're going to bring in number 40, Bradshaw. Pitch, and the bunt is pulled back. Count moves to 1-1 on Bradshaw. Bradshaw hitting 250 on the year. 1 RBI. He signals bunt again, pulls it back again. As Robinson's pitch can't find the zone. And now Bradshaw steps back in the box. Robinson comes set. The 2-1 pitch misses inside. Now hitters count 3-1 for Bradshaw. See if he still tries to put the bunt down, advance the runners. Nobody out here. 7-2 ball game. Just joining us. 7-2 ball game. Top of the ninth. Cougs haven't had a good day offensively. Try and pick off the guy at second. But he's safe. Roy gives it back to Robinson. That was Elmore. Oh, no, that was Zapp, pardon me, who dove back into second there. And the 3-1 pitch from Robinson and hits him. Another hit by pitch as he misses inside. So that's 3 batters up and 3 hit by pitches. Choate is going to come out and signal for another Boost Collaborative call to the pen. This time a righty. So maybe just getting guys reps, maybe hit by pitch and you're out. Not quite sure, but Cougs still trail 7-2 here as we take another break for another call to the pen. This time a righty's coming in. We'll be back after the break.
Sometimes the only lie when the moon's tucked away. This was fun. Eyes are racing. It's hard to sleep, man. Back in the rattling. It's always traveling. Taking out the news, number 41, Bryce Chambers.
Back a little early from the Boost Collaborative call to the pen because Bryce Chambers is in for the Cougs in relief. We kind of know Bryce Chambers as a starter, guy that Choate will go to first, but they're bringing him in here late in relief. His ERA not much better than Robinson at 9.89. He'll have a bases loaded, no out situation to deal with. That first pitch swung on and missed by Christian Taylor for Air Force. Chambers, pardon me, I do think he comes out of the bullpen. He's got 23 innings pitched. His 0-1 pitch is low and away to Taylor. Taylor, so far this game, he's got a single in the second. Fly out to right, ground out, and reached on an error. The 1-1 pitch to him is low. But Cougs so far this inning have a rough stretch as Choate goes to the bullpen, which we know is kind of a weakness for the Cougars, and just having to keep going to the bullpen. The 2-1 pitch fouled up and out of play behind the plate. Count goes to 2-2. So he brings in Chambers, but brings in Schneider and Robinson before that, and just has no success. I mean, when your guys all have close to 10 ERAs, there's not much real certainty in that bullpen. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3 though on Taylor. So down on strikes. Chambers gets that first out. Real important because now the Cougs have a chance at a double play, however that may come. 6-4-3, 4-6-3, potentially a dribbler or even a play at the plate and then to first. A lot of options here with bases loaded. You got to force out in every scenario. That'll bring up Luke Elmore. Chambers comes set. His first pitch almost hits Elmore. Wow. Another hit by pitch. I wonder if Cho would have pulled Chambers for that one. Would have been a funny precedent. You know, if you hit a guy, I'm taking you out. We're going to the bullpen. I don't care how many people I have left. But the 1-0 pitch from Chambers swung on and fouled back. Count goes to 1-1. One out here in the top of the ninth. Cougs trail 7-2 to Air Force. Clear night. Some clouds up there, but no rain. It's been rain since the start of this one. The 1-1 pitch from Chambers is grounded right. Shawnsby is going to get to it. Step on first, but a run's going to score. And the Cougs getting out, and they trade it for a run. And so there are two out here. They have one more to go defensively in what's been a tough night. They get up 8 runs, 11 hits. Cougs have just 2 runs on 6 hits. And Chambers' first pitch to Dawson Thrush off the plate away. Now a 1-0 count with 2 outs. Thrush hitting under 100. That pitch is a strike. So 1-1, but Thrush hitting 067. I'm guessing he doesn't have that many appearances. Only 15 ABs on the year. He grounds one to short. Gavin Roy's going to charge it, throw it on the run, picked by Shawnsby, and he's going to say off the bag. Umpire at first says Shawnsby on the stretch, comes off the bag, and the runner is safe at first, and that'll score a run technically. And Air Force will go up 9-2. Umpires are getting together here. The squad, they're going to decide what that really was, and they're going to go review it. So as they go for likely a lengthy review, we will go to a break. Currently, Cougs are trailing 9-2. It could be back at 8-2. It could be heading to the bottom of the ninth, but we'll find out after the review. Listen to KUGR, Cougar Baseball on KUGR. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but the call has been confirmed safe. So Shawnsby, either not enough evidence to overturn it, or he really did come off the bag. But it'll extend this inning for the Cougars, top of the ninth, where they give up more runs. As now the score is 10-2 because 2 runners came home on that Gavin Roy throw. First pitch to Oster is high. Chambers still in there, but has really gotten away from the Cougs. They're within 5, which is, I don't know how close that is, but now it's an 8-run lead for Air Force. Person on first. That pitch is in there. The 1-0 strike, 1-1. 2 outs on Oster. So 3 hit by pitches, followed by the addition of 3 runs. And that pitch, going and stealing is Elmore, and he's going to slide off the bag. And Cresswell guns one down as Roy applies a tag, and that'll end the Cougs suffering in the top of the ninth. As the score is 10-2 Air Force. We'll be back at the bottom of the ninth. The Cougs have 3 outs to get 8 runs, but they've got the bottom of the ninth to go through. Top of the ninth here at Bailey Brayton. Cougs are looking like they're going to drop this one. That it's going to make the series 1-1 heading into tomorrow. We'll be calling that game on KUGR at 12:05. But score as of right now, 10-2 Air Force. They've got 11 hits. Cougs have 6. As Branningham is still on the mound, his first pitch to Shawnsby is a strike 1. Shawnsby so far in this game has a fly out to left, a walk, and a fly out to center. The 0-1 pitch from Branningham. Low for ball 1. 1-1. Kids still running around, but stands have cleared out for the most part on both sides. Pretty sparse here. 1-1 pitch. And he's going to actually go. Shawnsby check swing. Called a strike down there at third. I don't know. That looked pretty, was a pretty weak check swing attempt. Maybe the count is 1-2, though. Branningham comes home. Slider away. Can't break enough to hit the plate. So count is even at 2-2. But Shawnsby just had a tough day at the plate so far. This is only his 4th time up. That pitch, strike 3, ring him up on the outside edge. 2-2 pitch gets him. Again, home plate umpire Frizzoni a little wide in the strike zone tonight. Saw that there. Shawnsby gets rung up on a pitch. Couple inches outside. Good frame by Zapp, and Cougs have one away here in the bottom of the ninth. Still trailing 10-2. First pitch to Scholl. He lines it into right field. That's going to drop for a single. So Scholl, another single so far. He had one in the bottom of the third. It was the Cougs' first hit. And then reached on an error and then grounded into a real bad double play in the seventh inning. 4-6-3. And instead of Kyler Northrup, it is going to be number 24, Jack Weiss. Saw him a lot last year, not so much this year. Guy that Nathan Choate really likes to bring off of the bench. Doesn't get a whole lot of starts. So Scholl on first, one out. Pitch is fouled, dribbled to the third base side. Count goes to 0-1 on Weiss. So 0-1 count here to Weiss. Scholl on first. Fastball misses away. And it seems to be strike zone's only wide to lefties outside. Rizzoni, that's really the only place he'll really call you, ring you up. But the 1-1 pitch to Weiss, the righty, swung on and fouled away behind the plate. 1-2. Pretty solemn feeling here at Bailey Brayton. Saturday night, just got done with graduation. People are leaving. And the Cougs just getting blown out by Air Force. The 1-2 pitch is drilled into center field over the shortstop's head and gathered up by Chase. He's going to throw it in. And Cougs have first and second. So putting a little something together here in the bottom of the ninth as they're back up to the top of the order. Gavin Roy, who is 0 for 4 today. Average has dropped down to 297. He's got a fly out to right. He reached on an error in the fourth, grounded out to short in the fifth, and grounded out to second in the eighth. First pitch to him fouled away and near the bullpen, visitor side bullpen. Count goes to 0-1. And the count will be 0-1, one out for Roy. The pitch. Breaking ball in there. Maybe Roy was guessing fastball. But can't do it, unfortunately. Now he's in an 0-2 hole, one out. The pitch. Weird stop there from Zapp. Can't do it, and it goes all the way to the backstop, and the runners will advance to second and third. So now a 1-2 count in this 10-2 ball game. Pitch comes home. Gavin Roy swings through it, and he's actually going to foul tip it to the backstop. So he stays alive. So Cougs have two in scoring position here, second and third. Bob in the ninth. They have a chance to put up some more runs on the board for the result. And that pitch is down and away. Misses the zone bad. And the count evens at 2-2. Roy trying to get his first hit of the night. His 2-2 pitch again fouled away. This time to the third base side. Takes a deep breath. Pats his chest to the dugout. Seems like that's what Coach Choate has told his players to do. They've been doing that all night when they're in a tough situation. Try and get some confidence. The 2-2 pitch to Roy. He's going to smack it to the shortstop, Andrew, and he throws it over to first, and a tag is applied, and he's going to be out. So the throw leads Elmore off the bag, but quick thinking, he catches it and in one motion tags Roy, and the first base umpire, Sean Rakos, is going to call him out, and that'll technically be 2 outs. But the Cougs will score a run regardless, and we will go for a review. So an odd play as the throw takes the first baseman off the bag, and Gavin Roy is technically tagged out. Umpires will head to the review booth in the building outside of the field, and it'll take a second, but we'll be back. Score will be at least 10-3. 1 out or 2 out will be decided. We'll be back with more Cougar baseball. Let's finish this one out.
After review, the call on the field is overturned.
So call on the field is overturned as Gavin Roy is ruled safe at first on that odd play. And the score will now be 10-3 Air Force with Ollie Obenor up at the plate. Cougs will have first and second with 1 out. So some chance to do more damage here. As Branningham is still pitching for Air Force. His first pitch to Obenor is in there for strike 1. And it's going to be ruled as a throwing error. So not a single, but a throwing error for Air Force. The 0-1 pitch. Strike 2. Obenor in that 0-2 hole. As he steps back in the box. Branningham Looks to second. Nobody covering the bag, though. Now comes home. The 0-2 pitch skips to the feet of Zap. And it gets it back to the pitcher. No harm done. Runners don't advance. And that's just kind of been the story. A lack of offensive aggression tonight from the Cougs. Bottom of the ninth, 10-3 here. The 1-2 pitch to Obenar. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Foul tip caught by Zap. And the Cougs are down to their final out as Obenauer retreats to the dugout. Still discussing with his team, how that pitch is kind of working. Just a good slider breaking ball. I'm not sure if it's exactly a slider, but it has a lot of right to left movement for Branningham. Now Griffin Myers is up to the plate first. He hacks at it, but misses. It'll be strike one. 2 outs. Still first and second. Griffin Myers came on in relief for Hartman, has a single and an RBI so far this game. One of only 3 Cougar runs. Now he chops one foul to the diving first baseman, Elmore. But again, foul ball. So 0-2 hole, last strike of the night for the Cougs. Last out, last strike in a 10-3 ball game. Never was really close. Once it got to 6-0, Cougs just have not been able to recover. Kind of had the energy zapped out of them all game. The 0-2 pitch to Myers, and he fouls it off. Back of the netting. Well, he lives to see another day. Again, beating his chest to the dugout. Trying to persevere. A little bit of wind blowing out now. But Branningham's 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. Myers fouls it up and out. Going to hit the stands and bounce all the way out of Bailey Brayton. Kids running after the ball already. They'll meet their parents outside after this one wraps up. Branningham's 0-2 pitch. Down and away. 1-2 now to Myers. Looks at the bat intensely. As all batters do. I mean, you got to focus on something, right? Got to know what you're using. Really tackle that baseball. He steps back in. The 1-2 pitch from Branningham is on the way, and it's hit out to Neandergal, who throws it to first base, and that one is clean and in time to retire the side and retire the Cougs tonight as they lose 10-3 to Air Force in a game that was never really close and really was on the back of but Kran Smelser, who went 7 2/3, giving up 6 hits and just 2 runs, and really those runs were late as the teams go to their respective, lines and ways of dealing with the loss. Choate shakes the hand of Coach Kozlowski, but Bowen Branningham comes in, throws 1 1/3, I believe. Maybe, 2 2 2/3. Major math, pardon me. Or maybe 1 1/3. I don't know. We'll figure that one out, but just a 2-pitcher effort here for Air Force as they get it done 10-3. They get 11 hits. They have 3 errors, though. Pretty sloppy game from both sides. Cougs had 4, and the Cougs had 8 hits, so not a whole lot less, but no extra base hits. A lot of singles, a lot of hit by pitches, and they couldn't hit with runners on. They had a lot of guys left on base tonight. And in a day where some are celebrating the graduation, like Will Cresswell, Logan Johnstone, and others, they could not celebrate it with a win. But it's been nice having you listen. And sorry for the solo call. We should have 2 people on tomorrow for the noontime game. where the series will be decided between the Cougs and Air Force before they head back to town. And most people head out for summer. So thanks for joining us. My name is Cooper Morgan, and the Cougs lose here 10-3. You're listening to KUGR, the student voice of the Blues.